Hi, and welcome to A Soul's Compass. This is Elizabeth. So, ketamine journey. I want to talk about session 10 that I had with ketamine journey. So, there's two things. Number one, I want to cover your intention and the types of music you listen to. So, in several of my sessions, I used a very specific um, playlist by Johns Hopkins. Johns Hopkins did research on the effects of music during ketamine. So when I want to go in and I want to do work and I'm trying to dig and get to the roots of my traumas or answer questions, I listen to that. And when I am there just to relax and let my brain be washed over and allow the new neural pathways to start forming, and I just want to have a feel good feeling, just a peace, I listen to my Christian music, my Christian praise and worship music. And so I'll do that during those times. So, specifically on session 10 with ketamine, I went in with my Johns Hopkins playlist, and I wanted to know what happened to me when I was 10. Okay. I have a partial memory. And so my memory is the last things that I remember of this situation were being taken into a bedroom. The door was closed. And I remember the ceiling fan. I remember the smell of the ocean air. I was living in South Carolina at the beach at that time. And this person was 18 and was a family member. And anyway, that's all I could remember of that incident. Right, I knew I had been undressed from the waist down and laid on the bed. That's all I remember. In my whole life, I have always wondered what happened in that room. I remember my little brother banging on the door from the outside. Also, that's part of that memory. But I never knew the extent of what had happened. And so during this session, I wanted to know. I feel like I've done enough therapies and enough counseling and enough healing throughout my years that I could handle whatever came, and I would be okay with that. Halfway through my session, the doctor came in and stopped the treatment, and the clinical director came in and sat with me. The whole right side of my body was violently shaking. The left side of my body was not moving, very still. She had her hand on my leg. One of the things they did was put a mint in my mouth that helps ground you, bring you back to present reality. And I didn't have some horribly vivid image pop in my head. The memory was revealed, though. It surfaced. And I'm crying, bawling, matter of fact. But I'm not sad. And she said, "Elizabeth, are you okay?" And I said, "I was raped." And I started laughing. I said, "I wasn't crazy. This whole time, I wasn't crazy. I thought I knew what happened in that room, but I never did until that moment." And I'm so grateful for the staff at Andala, and I am grateful for the counselors that have worked with me since then. There's lifestyle therapy with them. There's wraparound counseling. It's been amazing. My friends, my family, I have been so completely supported during this phase of my life and this journey, more than I deserve. Anyway, so I spent about 10 minutes calming down. And so let me let you know, did the shaking in my body scare me? No. I absolutely would expect that, because that is such a heavy negative emotion and such a huge trauma to be stored in our body that it has to be released. It has to be released somehow. And so we can do those things by talking, somatic breathing, somatic movements. There are so many things we can do naturally to help move trauma, right? Because trauma is stored in the body. There's a book called The Body Keeps a Score. I suggest you read it. It's very informative. And the other thing is research, research, research. Everybody, please research. It's out there. There's so much knowledge that is just there for us. So after I settled down and I talked with them, I was like, no, I'm okay. I'm not upset. I'm not sad. I always had this internal knowing. But I try not to assume, or I need to know for sure, right? Which is beautiful, because now I know. And it explains a lot. Oh my gosh, it helps make so much sense of some of the things in my life. So, another reason why it's so important to have counselors involved. But so I finished my session 10, and I took a few days to really recoup and to process that information. And yeah, just make peace with it, because the truth is, I already forgave him a long time ago. Uh, Regardless of what I knew happened, I knew what was started, and that wasn't okay either. So I forgave him a long time ago. He has since passed away, so I can't let him know the totality of my forgiveness, but it's okay. Yeah. So, suppressed memories. If you're going to go out there and embark on this ketamine journey, just be prepared and know that that is a huge possibility. But that's why you go do ketamine, because you're tired of suffering, right? With all these stored traumas, and you just can't get that breakthrough with medicine or counseling or therapies or exercise, or some people use meditation or prayer. If you're not getting that relief, look into ketamine, really. But make sure you do it with the right people on board with you, the right counselors and support group. I think that that's just really important. So the next session, I think we're going to talk about trauma in the body. I've been off of here for a little bit, and sorry for the delay. But trauma has absolutely wreaked havoc physically on my body, and I'm going to tie those two together on the next episode. So, till next time, just breathe and do the next right thing. Okay. Thanks for being here, y'all.